the 30th consecutive year, KOLN KGIN TV presents live coverage of the Nebraska State High School Basketball Tournament. Direct from the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Brought to you in part by NC Plus Hybrids and your local NC Plus dealer. And by Snapper Lawn Care Products. And by the B.F. Goodrich Dealers of Central Nebraska. Now, we take you to the Bob Devaney Sports Center for this championship boys basketball game.
The Class D2 state championship between Amherst and Clearwater about to unfold. I'm Dick Janda. With me again to call all the action, Jeff Schmall. Humphrey in Class C2, Fremont Bergen in Class C1 have already been crowned champs. Our third of 6 finals games about to unfold. And of all the tight matchups on paper that we have had and will have today, this one does not look like one on the surface that would be close.
Well, it's going to be interesting and real important for Amherst to get off to a good start and try to stay with Clearwater. Clearwater has been so dominant over the years in Class D2. The Clearwater Cardinals, after their 4th straight state title, they've got buttons out. Dick's wearing one. It says, "Welcome to the 4th annual Clearwater Invitational," and that's what the D2 tournament has been so far. Clearwater has dominated the last few years. They would be the first team ever in the boys state tournament, the long history of this, to ever win 4 state titles. The scariest thing about this is not only all the experience that Clearwater has in the state finals, is that they have a tall team, and Amherst has only one player above 6 foot. He's only 6'2", so on paper it looks like Clearwater might blow Amherst out. Clearwater has an excellent team, but there's always so much to tell, though, when you get to this state tournament finals. There really aren't very many blowouts when we get this far.
You never know what can happen. The Battle Creek girls were the first to win 4 straight state titles. When they took their 4th last week in the girls' championship. Now it's Clearwater's turn to see if they can do the same here in the boys' tournament. And we'll be back with the D2 finals right after this timeout.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, we're getting set for the Class D2 state championship game between Clearwater and Amherst. And it's working time for us. We've got the coats off, and we're ready to go. The 3rd game of 6 that we'll be bringing you today on channels 10 and 11. A lot of good high school basketball. We've seen a couple of good games already. We've got 3 great ones coming up tonight in the evening session as well, Dick.
Well, this Class D2 final that's about to go, Clearwater really the dominant team, the only team to have ever won the Class D2 championship since the classes were split up in D and C. They're going for the 4th straight state title, something never before to have happened to a boys team. Battle Creek the first to ever do it with the girls championship last week. To get to the finals, Clearwater beat Dix in the first round 56-23, then scored exactly the same amount of points in the semifinals to beat Milligan. It was Clearwater 56 and Milligan 40 in the semis. Clearwater brings a 24-1 record to the state championship game. Clearwater's only loss this season was to Humphrey, the C2 state champion. So you can just see how dominant Clearwater has been in basketball over the last 4 years. In fact, Clearwater has a 90-7 record over the last 4 years, 24-1 this year. Now, Amherst is really kind of the opposite kind of story. They come into the championship game with a 13-7 record. In the first round of the state tournament, Amherst needed 3 overtimes to beat Prague. It was Amherst 77, Prague 74 in triple overtime. Then in the second round, Amherst beat Wilcox 51-42 to get here to the finals. And so Amherst comes in with a 13-7 record. To start the season, Amherst lost its first 3 games of the year. In fact, Amherst was 2-5 at one point, but then came on to get here to the state D2 finals, and it's the first time at state for the Amherst Broncos since 1967. The 3rd year for their head coach, Mike Reese. Clearwater, the other end of the spectrum, going for a 4th straight state championship in Class D2 under their coach, Rick Hesse, who is in his 11th year. And many of these Clearwater players are familiar names. Tim Teal, a 6'1 junior, the leading scorer. He averages 18.6 points a game. And Kelly Kirkman, a 6'6 junior center, averaging 15.4. And an interesting thing about Clearwater, all the success they've had, you think they're getting to the end of the line. not so. Their top 2 players are both juniors.
Right, and 3 of the 5 starters will be back next year, and they've got a good bench with some underclassmen, so I don't think that we have heard the last from this Clearwater basketball team this year.
Amherst is led by Joey Hoos, a 6'2 senior who averages 16.4 points a game, and Jay Eckhout, a 5'11 senior who averages 16.7. So those are some of the people to watch. And the matchup in the Class D2 Finals, Clearwater and Amherst. Now let's turn it over to Ray Falstead to introduce the players.
Gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association welcomes you to the sports complex and the Boys State Basketball Tournament Class D2 State Championship game between the Clearwater Cardinals and the Amherst Broncos. And now the team introductions. The non-starting players from Clearwater, number 13, Mark Mummert. Number 21, Dan Manerick. Number 23, Kevin Richer. Number 31, Mike Saney. Number 41, Tony Demi. Number 43, Jay Snyder. And number 45, Tony Blecker. The non-starting players from Amherst, number 10, Byron Eckhout. Number 22, Doug Labs. Number 30, Roger Morgan. Number 34, Brian Rumbeck. Number 42, Tim Taubenheim. And number 44, Trent Trampy. Now the starters from Clearwater, number 11, 5'8" senior, Kelly Prater. From Amherst, number 12, 5'7" junior, Keith Fisher. From Clearwater, number 15, 5'10" senior, Dave Manerick. For Amherst, number 20, 5'7" sophomore, Ryan Fisher. For Clearwater, number 25, 6' junior, Rod Sisson. For Amherst, number 24, 5'9" sophomore, Bartley Eckhout. For Clearwater, number 33, 6'1" junior, Tim Teal. For Amherst, number 32, 5'11" senior, Jay Eckhout. For Clearwater, number 35, 6'6" junior, Kelly Kirkman. And for Amherst, number 40, 6'2" senior, Joey Hoos. The Clearwater assistant coach, Rod Brummels, and the head coach, Rick Hesse. The Amherst head coach, Mike Reese. The officials for today's game, number 21, Larry Shepard, and number 22, Rudy Storr. The Clearwater score will be kept on the visitor side of the scoreboard. The Amherst score will be on the home side of the scoreboard.
Each team starts 2 seniors. Amherst will be in the light uniforms with red numerals and red and white trim. Clearwater will be in red with black numerals, black and white trim. And for the D2 championship, here's Jeff Small with the play-by-play.
The Clearwater Cardinals, after an unprecedented 4th straight state title. Teal, it's good! Tim Teal gets it started. Amherst against full-court pressure. The Broncos break it. Keith Fisher, way off the mark. The ball tipped out of bounds. The last touch by Jay Eckhout. It'll be important for Amherst to try to stay with Clearwater early in this game. Just to show you Clearwater's power, in the first round, Clearwater led Dix 22-19 is all at the half, and that one was good by Dave Manerick. Manerick makes it 4-0. Here comes Amherst. Jumper on the way. Jay Hoos no good. And with a rebound, Kelly Kirkman.
have an idea they're going to get up and down the floor. Across the floor, Teal, no good. And with the rebound is Joey Hoos. Joey Hoos, the only player above 6 foot on this Amherst team. I was mentioning a second ago, Clearwater led Dix in the first round, 22-19 at the half as Hoos misses. Fight for the rebound controlled by Clearwater. But then in the second half, Clearwater outscored Dix 34-4 to win it 56-23. So they made a 3-point game and just wound up blowing it out by 33. And we have a traveling call against Clearwater on the baseline.
Tim Teal travels with it. Another in the long line of the Teal family that we've seen over the years playing here for Clearwater in both the boys and girls state basketball tournaments. They have really had a lot of players from that family. Spelled T-H-I-E-L-E. Tim Teal, now a junior.
And there's a scramble for the ball. We'll have a jump, and it will belong to Amherst on the alternating possession.
Bart Eckhout and Jay Eckhout are brothers on the Amherst team, the two starting forwards. And the two starting guards, Keith Fisher and Ryan Fisher, are cousins.
So 2 Fishers, 2 Eckouts, and a Hoos on the Amherst starting 5. Hoos off the mark, hustles for his own rebound. It's pulled down by Bartley Eckhout, but then taken away. Here come the Cardinals. Maneric! 6-0. Amherst gets it across the timeline. Amherst just 13-7 on the season, but the Broncos have won 8 straight. They started off with 3 straight losses and were 2-5 in middle January. The shot blocked by Kelly Kirkman. Kirkman, only a junior. Maneric, the guard, and Trader, the other guard, those two handling the ball out top, are the only 2 seniors on the Clearwater starting lineup. In fact, the only 2 seniors on the team, as that shot goes down by Kirkman.
Amherst out is called.
Amherst will stop the music as the Broncos trail Clearwater 8-0. 2.5 minutes into this one. Here you see the fast break, finished off by Dave Maneric. Good job not letting up at all. Free throw was missed, but the rebound controlled and scored by Tim Teal. So it turns out to be a 4-point play, and it is 10-0. Amherst across the timeline. Way out is Keith Fisher. No good. Ball's tapped around, and Kirkman has it. Here come the Cardinals, already up 10-0.
Amherst is located generally in the south central part of the state. Clearwater up in the northeast.
Kirkman is fouled. See if they'll call it a 2-shot shooting foul. Looks like they will.
Amherst in its first trip to the state tournament since 1967. So it's been 20 years since Amherst has even qualified for state and boys basketball. Amherst's first 2-round games were at other sites, at Lincoln East in the first round, then at Pershing. So this is their first time ever on the Sports Center floor. Clearwater had the same situation, but of course Clearwater's been here in the championship so many times that these players probably are getting a little used to the hardwoods here now.
And if they haven't played on it, they've at least watched so many games of their friends, brothers, cousins playing. Kirkman gets the second one to fall. That makes it 11-0. Amherst. Hoos won't take it. Out to Fisher. That's Keith. Good zone defense. 2-3 zone by Clearwater. Baseline shot is up. No good by Eckhout. Jay Eckhout missed it. Schrader. Baseline. Teal. No good. Over the rebound is Ryan Fisher.
Cousin Keith Fisher bringing it up. Hoot. Underneath, Eckhout, it's good! Jay Eckhout puts Amherst on the board, 11-2.
Clearwater's other D2 championship wins, as a jump ball is called, were over Lexington St. Anne in 1984, over Hildreth in 1985, and then over Lexington St. Anne again last year, 49-45. So St. Anne's got within 4 of Clearwater then, but Clearwater won its 3rd straight and is going for number 4.
Baseline, Teal, no good. Manerick, it's blocked. And coming away with it is Eckhout. This is Bartley Eckhout. No good. The foul whistled on Kelly Rader. And to give you an idea of the strength of this Clearwater team, they play in Class D2, the lowest classification, the smallest classification in Nebraska basketball. Clearwater has only lost once all season long. They lost to Humphrey. Humphrey, if you remember, just a couple of hours ago, won the Class C2 title. So 2 classes above, the only loss. And Clearwater beat Humphrey earlier in the year, 57-52, then lost to Humphrey 54-48. So this Clearwater team can play very well.
Clearwater averaging 65 points a game coming into the tournament and giving up just 38, a defensive average of 38.2 for Clearwater coming into the tournament.
Bartley Eckhout makes 1 of 2, and that makes it 11-3. Rader to Steele. All the way across. Manerick. Inside, Kirkman. No good. And he has the rebound.
Amherst has an enrollment of 37 students in 10th through 12th grades. Clearwater, 46. This is the smallest classification of all the Nebraska high schools.
Amherst with a basketball, trailing by 8. Fisher. Hoot. It's good. Joey Hoot makes it, and that's 5 straight for Amherst, 11-5. Just over 2 minutes left in this first quarter. The bomb from Dave Manerick, and he has 6.
Clearwater showing they can do it outside and inside. They've really got the shooters and the height.
Shot partially blocked, but also on the arm was Tim Teal. The Teal family, as Dick mentioned earlier, there's been a Kevin Teal, a Carolyn Teal, a lot of good basketball players for Clearwater from that Teal family.
That's the first foul on Tim Teal. Each team with 2 team fouls now here in this first quarter. 2:06 to go, first period.
One more. And a substitution now for Clearwater. Checking in is Mike Saney, number 31. He'll come in and give Rod Sisson a break. Second one is good by Hoot. He now has 3, and that makes it an 11-6 ball game. There you see the replay. Just on the arm with Steele. Manerick. No good. Kirkman. Was he over the back? Yes. Kelly Kirkman, his first personal. That will be the 3rd team foul against Clearwater.
Kirkman is listed at 6'6". He looks taller than that out there. Maybe it's just because he is so much taller than everybody else out there. The next tallest man is 6'2", Joey Hoos for Amherst.
Kelly Prater steals it away from Tim Taubenheim. Teal, no good. And with a rebound, that was Jay Eckhout. All the way down to Taubenheim. He can't control it. So it will go over to Clearwater on the turnover. 13-6 our score. 1:30 left in the first quarter. The Class D2 state championship game. Clearwater in the red after its 4th straight Class D2 title. Kirkman, no good. The ball tipped around. Manerick has it out front. Kirkman, he'll try again, and is short. Eckhout has the rebound. Jay has it knocked from behind. Good hustle that time by Mike Saney.
One minute, 4 seconds to go, first period.
Dave Manerick applying some of his own pressure on Keith Fisher. Keith will take it from the three-point line in college. Won't get it. Keith has it, but it's knocked away by Saney. This is Saney, 2-on-3. He'll shoot it, miss it. Kirkman won't. Kelly Kirkman now has 5. 15-6. Clearwater again, very much in control. Tipped from behind. The foul on Dave Manerick is first. 4th team on Clearwater, so Amherst will be in the bonus after this.
32 seconds to go now till the end of the first quarter. Clearwater jumping off to an 11-0 lead, and here's another look at the last foul right there reaching in.
Back to live action. Amherst with the basketball. Keith Fisher, it looks like Amherst will play for 1 shot. 15 seconds in the first quarter. Fisher. 5 seconds. Prater, he's all over the place. Throws at the length of the floor. It's no good. But after 1 quarter of play, it's Clearwater 15, Amherst 6. Back with the second quarter after this. One of the Clearwater Cardinal fans here. The Cardinals trying to take state for an unprecedented 4th straight time. And there you see a follow-up shot by Kelly Kirkman. He has 5 points. Dave Manerick has 6, and Tim Teal 4 for Clearwater as they lead it 15-6. Amherst has the ball to open the second quarter. That's 2. No good. And with a rebound underneath, that was Saney. Dave Manerick to Saney. Out top, Kelly Prater. All the way underneath. Teal is fouled. Foul underneath on Ryan Fisher. That will be his second. 3rd team on Amherst. So Clearwater will inbound the ball underneath.
Foul before the shot, and there's Rick Hesse in his 11th year as the Clearwater head coach.
11 years and a lot of success. Over the last 4 years, 90-7 Clearwater has been. Kirkman, it's almost unfair how much bigger he is than any Amherst player. Ryan Fisher over to Keith Fisher, Cousins. It's taken away. Kelly Prater on the break. Saney, no good. Kirkman, tip try, no good. Manerick, no good. Hoos has it. There's a man open down the floor. This is Jay Eckhout. What is it? It's good! And a foul on Manerick. One thing, though, Dick, you could see on that play is the speed that Clearwater has. I mean, Eckhout, he was all alone down the floor. But Dave Manerick came blazing down and caught him only to pick up the foul. And a possible 3-point play. That's the second on Manerick. 3-point play is not completed.
Tim Taubenheim comes in the game for Amherst, a 5'9" junior. And Ryan Fisher has gone out.
Trying to get a little bit more size into that Amherst lineup. Manerick partially blocked. Kirkman, nice shot. The left hand for Kelly Kirkman. He now has 7 to lead all scorers. And it's 17-8. Eckhout loses it. Bartley has it. No good. Jay and Bartley Eckhout, brothers. One's a sophomore, Bartley. Jay is a senior. Underneath, Kirkman can't get it to go. Here comes Amherst. The Broncos trying to run with Clearwater. Clearwater, a very fast, experienced team. Get it to the right side. That's Cobenheim. It's almost taken away. Fisher gets it back.
Cobenheim apparently has had a nosebleed or something. He's got some tissue in his nose.
Teal, no good. Prater, boy, that kid hustles all over the place, but Fisher comes out of the pack and scores. Keith Fisher.
Well, what a great hustling play by Keith Fisher right there after Prater hustled so much, and then Fisher to get the ball back and the basket.
Teal, he'll hit this one. Tim Teal has 6, and that makes it 19-10. Well, we've seen Kelly Prater in this role a number of times. We have a timeout now on the floor with Amherst trailing Clearwater 19-10.
4:59 to go before halftime, and Clearwater with a 9-point lead, 19-10 over Amherst.
Amherst with the basketball. Jay Eckhout on the baseline. Prater steals it away. Fight for the loose ball. It's still loose, and here comes Manerick. All the way open down the floor. Shot is up, no good. Tipped around. Rob Sisson couldn't make it go down. It will still belong to Clearwater. The Amherst fans didn't like it.
Sisson back in the game now, and Mike Saney has gone out for Clearwater.
Teal off the glass, no good. There's Kirkman, no good. Teal, he gets it. You cannot give the Clearwater Cardinals that many chances, or they will burn you. 21-10 now, midway through the second quarter. Hoot, no good. Here comes Manerick. 2 on 3. He'll shoot it from 15. He won't hit it, but Teal has it. He'll miss. Kirkman has it. It's going to be interesting at halftime, Dick, to see the rebounding statistics. That has been the big difference so far.
Clearwater just so much taller.
Eckhout is fouled. Jay has 4. Look for him to maybe try to take charge a little bit. He had 25 points in Amherst's first round win, a 77-74 triple overtime thriller over Prague. Here's another look at Eckhout on the baseline. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Will Jay, a 5'11 senior, averages 16.7 on the season.
Kirkman goes out of the Clearwater lineup for a rest, and in for him is Jay Snyder, a 6'1 sophomore. So a little of the Clearwater height goes to the bench, but they're still taller than Amherst.
Eckhout misses a pair, 23-10. Underneath, Teal. Oh, how he got that one in, I'll never know. But it is 10 points for Teal, and now the biggest lead of the basketball game, 25-10. Teal takes it away. Here he comes. Manerick across the way. Shot way short that time by Sisson. And here comes Keith Fisher. Tannenbaum, no good. Gets his own rebound, no good. And we've got a foul. Foul on the play. There you see some scores in the NCAA tournament. UNLV leads Kansas State 36-27 at the half. A second-round NCAA basketball game. Number 1, Nevada, Las Vegas. Here you see the foul whistled against
Teal.
It can't be against Teal because Clearwater's got the ball. So somehow they didn't put up the right number on the scoreboard. This is Teal from the corner. It's good. Tim Teal lighting it up with 12. He has had 45 points in the first 2 wins for Clearwater. 24 in the first round, 21 in the second round, and he's not letting up in this one. Eckhout way long. 27-10, the Cardinals on a roll.
Started to say, if you haven't heard, the Nebraska basketball team will meet Arkansas in the second round of the NIT Tuesday night here at the Devaney Sports Center. Late last night, announcement was made that Arkansas would be Nebraska's next opponent.
Foul from behind on Jay Eckhout. Checking back in, Tim Taubenheim. Taubenheim comes in. Eckhout will leave with 2 personals.
And speaking of Big 8 teams in the NCAA tournament, as you take another look at that last action, Oklahoma defeated Tulsa last night by 4 points. That game ended very late in the West Regional, so you happen to miss that one. Oklahoma advanced on to the second round of the NCAA tournament with a 4-point win over Tulsa last night.
I stayed up for that one. Don't ask me why, but the Sooners trailed by about 6 with only 5 minutes to go, and we're a little bit fortunate to win that game. And I guess I haven't seen enough basketball the last week or so.
I said earlier in the week, during the day off I had between tournaments on Sunday, we went to a movie, the family and I, and we saw Hoosiers. A story of a basketball team.
That last basket by Keith Fisher makes it 29-12. Underneath, shot no good. House, and he is fouled. Hoos, rather. Joey Hoos will go to the free throw line. That foul was on Jay Snyder. Snyder, a 6'1" sophomore. Only 2 seniors on the entire Clearwater lineup. There you see Snyder misses the shot.
That's not just starters we're talking about either. Prater and Manerick, Dave Manerick, are the only 2 seniors on their whole roster.
I'll take Clearwater for next year, and you can have the entire Class D2 field. Second one, no good. Here comes Prater, and an offensive foul. Well, seeing Kelly Prater, we've been seeing him run this Clearwater ball club the last 2 years in addition to this year, and he's not a big scorer, but boy, he makes so many things happen out there on the floor.
Here's another look. I'll never forget last year when Clearwater had the lead on Lexington St. Anne's in the finals, and St. Anne's wanted to send Prater to the free throw line because they felt apparently that he was the guy to send to the line. He wasn't a very good free throw shooter. And they would just chase him all over the court to try to foul him whether he had the ball or not. And most of the time he'd get away. He was just fast enough.
Ryan Fisher misses. Amherst not shooting well from the free throw line. 3 of 10. So that does not bode well for the Broncos, who trail by 16. Nice pass all the way across court. Saney can't get it to drop, but he gets his own rebound. Prater always looking to pass inside. Teal bombs away, no good. Booth with the rebound. There you get a good look at Mike Reese, the Amherst coach. Done a good job bringing this Bronco team along. As we said, struggled early in the year. They're playing good basketball now, having won 8 straight. Schaubenheim was thinking about it. Fisher does pull the trigger and hits. Keith Fisher has 6. 29 to 15. 10 seconds now left. Saney is fouled. Mike Saney, a 5'11 junior, will go to the free throw line. To 15. There you see the replay. No doubt about that one. The third foul on Ryan Fisher. Saney has 2 points in the game, both from the free throw line. He'd like to make it 4. He won't make it 4. He'll get another try, though. Second one. Bounds around and drops through. Schaubenheim, no good. No good at the first half buzzer, so Clearwater has doubled the score on Amherst. The Cardinals take a 30 to 15 lead into the locker room. Clearwater, after its 4th straight Class D2 title, which would set an all-time boys record. And now Dick Janda is standing by with a Clearwater coach who obviously has to be pleased at this time.
Rick Hesse, a big lead here at halftime for your team. Some of the things that you'll try to do to maintain that the second half.
Well, of course, we want to stay with our defense. I think our defense has given them some trouble. I don't know if they have 15 or something like that, and we want to maintain that intensity there and try to avoid some of the cheap fouls and stuff so we can keep our people in there. And we'd like to get the ball in the paint a little bit. It's kind of physical out there, and I think our big guy's getting knocked around a little bit, and he's not been very effective. We hope to correct that at halftime.
Okay, Coach, good luck to you the second half. Jeff, back to you.
30 to 15 is our score at the half. Clearwater leads Amherst in the finals of Class D2. We'll be back with more halftime activity right after this. There you see the Clearwater Cardinals, and a lot to cheer about for the folks in red and white today as their Cardinals lead it 30 to 15 at the half of the Class D2 state championship game. 2 games have already been completed here at the state tournament. Humphrey won the Class C2 title earlier, and Fremont Bergen just a few minutes ago beat Sutton 72 to 61 in the Class C1 championship game. Dick Janda spoke with players on the Fremont Bergen team. Let's go now to that.
The C1 state championship won by Fremont Bergen this afternoon, 72 to 61. And with me is the Fremont Bergen head coach, Randy Eichmeyer. What a way to start things off at Fremont Bergen in your first year as the head coach.
I couldn't ask for anything more. I had great players to work with. Coach Joe Sajovic had these people ready to play ever before I got here, and I just tried to continue where he left off. And our kids showed a lot of courage every time they came at us. We managed to hold them off, and down the stretch we made the free throws, and the rest is history.
What was maybe a key for you, especially in the second half? You had the lead at halftime, and then to be able to maintain that.
I really think we had a great defensive effort, and right in crunch time there, about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we really took control of the boards. We limited them to 1 shot, and then we went down the other end. We're very patient, and we got a good shot ourselves, and we knocked them down along with the free throws, and we took that 2-point cushion up to 7 or 8, and And as long as we keep making free throws, then we were going to win.
Free throws at the end were really the big thing. You had 2 men on the bench after fouling out, 2 of your starters.
Yep, so we have to be very pleased with our bench. Tim Kastmeyer came in and played just super, and Brian Kahanic came in and did a nice job in the post area, and he made a lot of free throws down the stretch. So it was a total team effort, and we're very, very happy.
Okay, Coach, congratulations to you. Let's talk to some of these players. First of all, here's Jim Meister. Jim led all scorers today with 27 points in the C1 title game. Jim, your thoughts about winning the state C1 title?
This is great. It's like a dream come true for me.
Tell me a little bit about not only this game, but the game in which you made a shot with 3 seconds to go in the semifinals to beat Wahoo.
Well, you just have to be calm out there and take control of the game and just concentrate on your jump shots, and they'll fall for you.
Now, we'll take a look at you in action right here, and perhaps you can describe. Can you remember this play?
Yeah, that's when this guy came up on me, and I did like a JoJo move, and that's when you slide into the lane, and I just laid it off the glass.
You had a lot of shots from outside today, too. It seems like you were on the beam.
Yeah, I felt good from outside, both inside and outside today.
Okay, very good. Congratulations to you. 27 points for Jim Meister. Second leading scorer today was Paul Heineman. Paul, your thoughts about winning the state title?
Best ever. Did a lot for Scott Cross.
You guys,
All for him.
explain that. What is that all about?
Scott was a member of our team last year, and he got in a car accident this summer, and he couldn't play for us this year, so most of the season's been dedicated to him.
Well, it was a great effort for you guys. What do you think did it for you in the second half? We'll take a look at you in action here.
Had to be defense in the rebounds. Just crashing the boards. It's like that. Just the defense. Defense has been our key all year. The games we've won, we played good D.
A good putback for you, 12 points. Congratulations to you, Paul. Eric Wiegert, let's bring Eric in here. 8 points today, the 6'4" center. Eric, University of Nebraska football recruit. You, of course, a standout in both football and basketball.
Hopefully.
Tell me a little bit about what you plan for the future in football here at Nebraska.
Well, I don't know, just try to get as best as I can be, I guess, start out as a freshman and hopefully in a few years, hopefully Big Red,
What do you think were some keys for you in the second half, especially for Fremont Bergen?
I don't know, we were just trying to play some good defense. I was trying to get some bounds and, play good defense there.
Here's a look at you in action. Can you remember this?
Yeah, I remember that. Tim Kastmeyer had a real nice pass and got the ball and laid it in there.
Okay, congratulations to you, Eric. Thank you very much. Let's bring in Brian Rump and Tom Rump. Brian, first of all, here. Brian, you had some foul trouble today. I imagine that was a little disappointing, but you've probably forgotten about that by now.
Oh, yeah. It happened last year, and we tried to get through it, but this year we did a better job.
Seems like you're kind of the playmaking guard out front. That's kind of your role.
Yeah. It's been my role last year and all this year.
Your feelings about winning the state title?
Oh, it's great. It's beyond explanation. It's great.
Okay, Tom, your feelings, too, about having that medal around your neck?
Well, it's the greatest feeling anyone could have, and we all wanted it, so it's really something else. I can't really describe it.
What kind of celebration are you guys going to have now here tonight?
I have no idea, but something, I hope.
Okay, let's take a look at the nets being cut down. There's Brian cutting down the nets, and Eric getting the medal, and eventually the trophy. I know this is really the ultimate in sports, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best feeling, and it's something that we've dreamed of ever since junior high, so we're really happy to be here.
Okay, well, congratulations to all the Fremont Bergen Knights for winning the C1 state title. Again, the final score, Fremont Bergen 72 and Sutton 61. And we'll be back with more here at halftime after this time.
Well, Amherst is not actually walking on water right now because the Broncos trail 30-15 at the half, and we'll find out maybe what the Amherst Broncos will try to do in this second half. Let's go over to Dick. He is with the Bronco head coach.
Mike Reese, the Amherst head coach, and what are some of the adjustments that you'll be looking at for the second half?
Well, we've been down before. We come back before. We've got a lot of heart. We're not going to quit. We're probably going to have to come out and pressure the ball, try to get something, make something happen. We've missed some shots. We don't normally miss, so we're just going to have to go back and pressure the ball more and stay with the same game plan that we started with and just hit the shots.
Now, you had a big comeback in that 3 overtime game, was it not? Weren't you down by quite a bit there?
We were down by 11 with 6 minutes to play. Came back and tied it up.
What were some of the things you talked about in the dressing room here at halftime?
We made a few adjustments. We are on offense as far as taking what they were giving us and getting the ball down on the baseline more if we can.
All right, Coach, good luck to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeff, back to you.
The Amherst Broncos trailing Clearwater at the half, 30-15. Let's run down some of the first half statistics. And the big one there you see flashing on the screen, 28 rebounds for Clearwater in the first half to 16 for Amherst. Most of those on the offensive glass for Clearwater. 8 turnovers for Amherst, only 2 for Clearwater. Neither team shooting very well, though. 26% for Amherst, 34% for Clearwater. Both teams shooting poorly from the free throw line as well. 30% for Amherst. That should be 3 for 10. Amherst was 3 for 10 in the first half. And for Clearwater, 2 for 7. The rebounds, though, Dick, a big key in this basketball game. 28 rebounds for Clearwater, just 16 for Amherst. And the Broncos are going to really need to get off to a great start in a hurry, because I don't think it's going to be anything easy for them to catch up to this Clearwater team.
Clearwater just has the size and speed advantage on Amherst, and the Broncos really do have their work cut out for them here in the second half. If you missed it earlier, Humphrey took the Class C2 title with a 47-37 win over Nemaha Valley in the championship game. And in Class C1, Fremont Bergen beat Sutton 72-61. Fremont Bergen wins C1. This is the D2 championship between Amherst and Clearwater. The D1 title game starts our evening session off tonight at 5 between Hampton and Sterling. Pius and Aurora, the Class B championship game, takes place at 7 tonight. And scheduled for 9 o'clock to cap the evening will be Norfolk and Lincoln Northeast in the Class A title game. Looks like the same 5 that started for each side will start the second half here for Amherst and Clearwater. Kelly Prater and Dave Manerick at the guards for Clearwater. Rod Sisson and Tim Teal at the forwards, and Kelly Kirkman at center. For Amherst, Keith Fisher and Ryan Fisher at the guards. Bart Eckhout and Jay Eckhout at the forwards, and Joey Hoos also a forward, as Amherst really plays a 3-forward offense.
Clearwater gets the ball to start the second half. Hoos almost takes it away, and it will go over to Amherst off the hands of Tim Teal. So the Amherst Broncos make something happen early here.
Clearwater outscored Amherst 15-6 in the first quarter and 15-9 in the second.
Shot way short, partially blocked that time. Here comes Prater. Kelly Prater, as Clearwater will set it up. Teal back to Prater. All the way over, and it's taken away. This is Jay Eckhout. No good. Fisher's there. Wait. Good job. Keith Fisher has 8. He saw Kelly Kirkman coming out of the corner of his eye and waited and got the easy 2. 30-17. Kirkman travels. Coach Rick Hesse across the way saying, "That's okay, guys. Just settle down a little bit."
The Amherst coach, Mike Reese, is really getting excited over there because he's exhorting his team to come back.
Fisher, it's good! Keith Fisher has 10, and it's 30-19. The Amherst Bronco fans finally have something to cheer about. Manerick travels.
Like Reese said, Coach Reese said, Amherst came from 11 points down with 6 minutes to go in the game to beat Craig in 3 overtimes earlier in the state tournament. Remember, this team started out losing its first 3 games of the season and has now made it to the state final.
Clearwater will take timeout. The Cardinals still lead, though, by 11, 30-19. And here you see the fast break. The last time down the floor for Amherst, which wound up with 2 points on the part of Keith Fisher. Back to live action. Keith Fisher has just made another hoop.
Fisher scores again, and it's 30-21. Prater inside, Teal, foul. Who on? I think they'll call it on Ryan Fisher. That would be his 4th.
Tim Taubenheim is coming back into the game for Amherst. Keith Fisher, the 5'7" junior, really rallying his team now as Ryan Fisher goes out with his 4th personal foul. Teal, no good. Double dribble is called on Jay Eckhout. He lost control of the ball, tried to pick it up, and when he did and then dropped it, that is double dribble.
So Clearwater will inbound the ball. The Cardinals yet to score here in the second half. Coach Rick Hesse said he wanted to try to get his team to work the ball inside a little bit more. Prater all the way over. Teal loses it. It's out of bounds.
Clearwater perhaps falling into the trap of letting up a little bit here after going up by 15 at halftime, and Amherst is really taking advantage. They're really coming back.
Mike Reese, the coach of Amherst, spurring his team on underneath. It's good. Jay Eckhout. Holy cow, 30-23. 8 straight points for Amherst to start this second half. And the Broncos are starting to believe that maybe they can come back.
And Clearwater has yet to score here in this second half of play. 5:40 now to go in the third quarter.
On the corner, the shot is no good. Sisson couldn't get it to go down. And a chance to cut it to 5 for Amherst. Fisher over to Hoos. Hoos will take the jumper from 15, way short. Kirkman has it. Manerick ends the drought. Dave Manerick for 2, and it's 32-23. Prater almost steals it away. Great hustle that time by Prater as Bartley Eckhout was free on the break. Coach Rick Hesse, the Clearwater Cardinals, 3-time defending state champions, trying to make it 4. Taubenheim, it's kicked. An intentional kick, so the ball automatically will go over to Amherst.
Clearwater has led by as many as 19 points in this game. At one point it was 29-10. Now it's 9. Jumper, it's good by Jay Eckhout. 32-25. Manerick breaks the pressure, goes all the way, gives off nice pass to Kirkman, but he misses the triple, has it again, and it's good. Kelly Kirkman scores. He's in double figures with 11. Taubenheim across the hoop. Fisher, he's been hot. Not this time. Prater bringing it up. Teal, he likes that spot. No good. Kirkman over to Teal. It's taken away by Fisher. Keith Fisher wisely decides to hold things up. His team trailing by 9. 3:40 left in the third quarter. Fisher. It's good. How about this? Keith Fisher has 8 in the second half, 14 in the game. The 5'7" junior doing a job. Prater to Kirkman. Inside, it's good. Kelly Kirkman, a 6'6" junior, has 13. Clearwater starting to get untracked a little bit. Fisher outside a little too far. Sisson has the rebound.
Kelly Prater. Dave Manerick. Tim Teal. Inside, Kelly Kirkman. No good. And the rebound is Joey Hoot to Jay Eckhouse.
Let's see if Keith Fisher will try to put it up again. He's had the hot hand, but the last time he might have forced it from a little too far.
Hoot over the big guy. It falls. Joey Hoot has 6, and he takes it right over the outstretched arms of Kelly Kirkman. This is Kirkman. Teal, nice pass. But Hoot, a good defensive play, and then the rebound. Fisher, 2 on 3. Holds it up. We got ourselves a ball game, Dick.
What a comeback this has been for Amherst. Down by 15 at halftime, by as many as 19 at one point.
Jump ball on the alternating possession. Amherst will maintain possession. 36-29. Amherst would like to take that 19-point lead and make it just 5. They could do it with a bucket here. Fisher, fake, shoot, way off. Teal has it. All the way down the floor, watch out. This is Sisson. Oh, that could be an intentional one. Let's see. Let's see how the official rules it.
Joey Hoos putting a pretty good shoulder into Sisson there. Here's another look at it. You can see he wanted to make sure that he didn't make the basket. If he's going to foul him, he wanted to make sure that he's going to make him shoot 2 free throws.
The only thing he didn't do was grab him. Sisson yet to score in this game. We'll have another try. Neither team shooting well at all from the free throw line in the first half.
That was the first personal also on Hoos. Second team foul of the half on Amherst.
Sisson gets the second one to fall. And it's 37-29. Amherst trailed by 15 at the half. Ooh, Eckhouse. Jay calls for the foul, his third. A charge.
Clearwater, 90-7 over the last 4 years, going for a 4th straight state title. The only champion that Class D2 has ever had in boys basketball since they split Class D up from one class to 2.
Teal, he's kind of gone cold here in the second half. And that foul will go against Kirkman, his second. Teal likes to hit that shot from the baseline, and it might be wise for him, Dick, just to move in a step or two. I always say the best thing to do against the zone defense is when the ball is rotated, there you see it again, is to try to move in a step. Instead of an 18-footer, make it a 15-footer. Instead of a 15-footer, make it a 12-footer. Hoot can't get it to go down. Who else? Prater and Manerick run it down. 2 quick little guards. Kirkman. Hoot, good defensive play.
Almost a nice steal. He does knock it out of bounds, and it will be Clearwater's ball. There's a big pad behind each basket, and Hoos knocked that over when he went out of bounds there, and now they set it back up.
Manerick from long range. Fisher. Smallest guy on the floor has the rebound at 5'7", just a junior. Prater takes it away. 1-3-1 zone defense. Prater down on that baseline. Teal, left hand, no good, and Teal will commit the foul. You can tell that Tim Teal is just a little bit frustrated out there, Dick. He has 12 points all in the first half and has missed a couple of shots here in the second half.
So Amherst will bring it up. There's the Amherst coach, Mike Reese.
Mention the Teal family, a lot of tradition there at Clearwater. I can hear a couple of them yelling at Tim. I'm sure he gets a lot of advice from his brothers and sisters, many of whom starred for Clearwater traveling.
That was the second foul on Tim Teal, and now that Amherst turns it over, Clearwater will bring it back up, leading by 8.
19 seconds left, 37-29. An 8-point game. A good third quarter here by the Amherst Broncos. Inside, Kirkman bounds around and goes through. Kelly Kirkman now with 15, 4 seconds. Shot off the mark. Prater wanted a charge, no call. And that's the end of the third quarter, where Clearwater leads Amherst 39-29. Back to the final period after this.
Amherst outscored Clearwater 14-9 in the third quarter. As you take a look at the last basket there, and so after trailing by 15 at halftime, Amherst has pulled within 10. 39-29 as we start the fourth quarter.
And the Clearwater Cardinals will have the basketball. Clearwater in the red, Amherst in the gray. They try to get it inside. Prater gives off to Teal, scoops around and makes it in. Tim Teal, his first 2 in the second half. He has 14, and that makes it 41-29. The biggest lead of the game, 19 points for Clearwater. But since then, Amherst has settled down and played pretty good basketball. No good by Taubenheim. Underneath, the shot no good by Bartley Eckhout. He's fouled. And a big difference, Dick, that you could tell in that third quarter is Clearwater did not get the second and third chances on the offensive board that they were in that first half.
And that was the fourth foul on Kelly Kirkman, Clearwater's 6'6" center. So Kirkman goes to the bench, and Jay Snyder comes in, 6'1" sophomore. Also in for Clearwater, Mike Saney, the 5'11" junior, and Rod Sisson goes out.
2 shots for Bartley Eckhout. Triple. Back to a 10-point game, 41-31.
Neither team in the 1-and-1. Both teams have 3 team fouls, so we're still a ways away from the bonus free throw situation. 2 fouls away for each team.
Inside, turnaround, no good. Booth has the rebound. Snyder couldn't make it fall.
Let's see if Amherst can make hay now with Kirkman on the bench, the 6'6" Clearwater center.
Eckhout, no good. And it's good. That one by Bartley Eckhout. Bartley Eckhout, his first 2. Jay, his older brother, missed. But Bartley was there for the rebound. He's fouled, and a possible 3-point play could make it a 7-point game.
Big play right there for Eckhout. Here's another look as you see the good hustling follow shot up and in. It counts. He's fouled. Second personal on Jay Snyder of Clearwater.
And he completes the most coveted play in basketball, the 3-point play. We're down to a 7-point lead. Clearwater may be feeling some pressure after its 4th state title. It looked like it would be easy going for Clearwater in the second quarter when the Cardinals led by 19. But this Amherst team, Coach Mike Reese said, has a lot of heart, and they haven't quit. Kevin Field trying to do too much, maybe. Knocks the ball out of bounds after the miss. And a chance to make it a 5-point game. Fisher. Keith was the man who brought Amherst back at 8 points in the third quarter. Taubenheim, it's good! Tim Taubenheim, his first 2. And what do you know? 41-36. We got a ball game. Prater. Still a 2-3 zone. They're packing it in and hitting the boards, Amherst is. And Clearwater has not been able to shoot over it or get the offensive rebound. Oh, look at Dave Manerick bury that one. Manerick can cast it up from a long way.
That was really a big basket for Clearwater, and this would be another one.
Teal by himself, coast to coast for two. And Prater has the steal. Prater, nice through two men. A lot of speed. It's up to a 9-point game, 45-36. 5 minutes left in this contest. Clearwater can right back. And I believe we might have a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor, 45-36. Clearwater in front of Amherst. There you see Tim Teal after a steal and layup. And that helped give Clearwater back some of the momentum that the Cardinals had lost in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter. But now Clearwater back in front by 9. They try to get it inside. It's taken away. Kelly Kirkman, who has 4 fouls, is back. But now a steal. The shot. A charge against Saney. Mike Saney on the charge.
And so Amherst will bring it up.
Nice defense here. Take a look. Jay Eckhout gets the position, sacrifices the body. Coach Rudy, or the referee Rudy's there, right there to make the call. 45-36. 4:30 left in the ball game. Baseline, Eckhout, partially blocked Kirkman, and a jump. The jump ball that will belong to Amherst.
And Kirkman playing with those 4 fouls, taking a bit of a chance there, but you still got to try to be aggressive, I guess.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
That might be their strategy. Didn't get back in court. Eckhout did not get his feet in court, and so it was ruled an end-line violation. Clearwater will take control. Some full court pressure now. A 1-3-1 all the way down the floor. It's stolen away. Here comes Hoos. Cobenheim on the floor. Hoos, and a foul on Prater.
And Amherst is in the 1-1 now, so Hoos will get the shooting in the bonus.
Take another look. The ball tipped away. Hoos doing a good job, and he was tackled on the arm. Misses, though. A big miss. Clearwater with 4 minutes left, a 9-point lead. Kirkman is fouled. Jay Eckhout now has 4 personals.
Amherst not in the 1-1 yet, so Clearwater will inbound. On the next foul, though, they will be, and both teams will be in the bonus.
Teal, he got it. Tim Teal has 6 points, and there's a turnover. Teal has 6 points in the fourth quarter, 18 in the game, and he has helped put Clearwater back in control. 47-36. Almost a steal by Eckhout. Manerick, it's good, and he's fouled. Dave Manerick scores, and the Clearwater fans breathe a sigh of relief. About 2 minutes ago, it was down to 5 points. There you see Manerick doing a good job after he was fouled of still getting the hoop. A 5-point game about 2 minutes ago, but now Manerick has a chance to make it a 12-point lead. He doesn't. And Eckhout has the rebound. Fisher. There you see an NCAA score. Notre Dame over TCU by 1, 58-57. Notre Dame advances in the NCAA tournament down to the final 16, the Irish are. Fisher way out. If that one would have gone in, Eckhout no good. Kirkman, a foul on Eckhout, he's out. That will be the 5th personal on Jay Eckhout, the leading scorer on the Amherst team. And that one might have sealed the fate for the Amherst Broncos. You could see Coach Mike Reese frustrated over that call.
Eckhout held down from his average. So is Joey Hoos. They both average 16 points a game, and Eckhout has 8 as he fouls out with 3:01 to go, and Hoos has 6 today. Keith Fisher has really carried the scoring load for Amherst today.
One and one for Kelly Kirkman. He has 15. No good. And that's Bartley Eckhout. Bartley will bring it across the timeline. Prater on the foul. Kelly Prater, that will be his 4th.
So it'll be Bart Eckhout at the free throw line, averaging 7.1 points a game coming into the tournament. He had 11 in the first round game and 7 in yesterday's semis.
Bartley Eckhout short. Cobenheim. Cobenheim puts it down. 47-38 and a turnover. Dave Manerick threw it a little bit too hard. Kelly Prater couldn't hang on. The defensive pressure applied by Keith Fisher. So every time, Dick, that it looks like this Amherst team is just about giving its last gasp, they come through. Cobenheim looked, tried to get it into Hoos. He couldn't get it, and Manerick takes it away. One, 2-2 zone defense now. Oh, almost a travel. All the way across the floor. It looks like Clearwater now content maybe to just run some clock. But Teal misses. Cobenheim gives off to Hoos. They'll take timeout. We'll keep it right here. Clearwater leading 47-38 with 2:02 left. Tell you, this Amherst team, Dick, even if it continues like it will and looks like Clearwater will probably win a 4th straight title, give Amherst a lot of credit because I think most people, including myself, really thought that the Broncos might get blown out.
Amherst is certainly not giving up. If Clearwater would win, though, a 4th straight state title, something that only one other team has ever done, and that was Battle Creek in the girls' championship last week, but no other boys team has done it. There you saw an NCAA tournament score.
Xavier trying to pull off another upset.
Got Missouri in the opening round. Earlier today here in the state boys championships, Humphrey beat Nemaha Valley 47-37 to take the C2 title. And Fremont Bergen beat Sutton 72-61 to take the C1 crown. Tonight, Hampton and Sterling in D1 at 5. Pius and Aurora in Class B at 7. And Norfolk and Lincoln Northeast in Class A, scheduled to start at 9.
Ryan Fisher is checked back into the Amherst lineup, a starting guard. Fisher way out top. That was Keith Fisher couldn't make it go. All the way down floor, Kirkman has it taken away, but it goes out of bounds. Good hustle by Bartley Echow. This Amherst team has not quit. A minute 47 left. Manerick. Amherst is going to have to start fouling pretty quick. Might be interesting to see if they go after Prater a little bit. Let him get a hold of the ball, maybe put him at the free throw line. There we have a foul. Trouble is, that's Mike Saney. He's 3 for 4. Sometimes the coaches, I know in the past, the press guide has always put free throw percentages and things in it. This year, they don't have any, so Coach Mike Reese, he might not know. That's going to be a lane violation. Kirkman inside the lane.
Well, he tried to stop himself, and then he just fell forward way before the shot.
Sometimes the coaches, they might not have that information as far as who is the best or the worst free throw shooter on a particular team. Hoot, it's good. Nice turnaround jumper, Joey Hoot. 7-point game, 1:15 to play. Follow that guy right there. They don't do it. They've got to foul. 1:05 left, a 7-point game. Clearwater able to run off some clock. The Cardinals may not need to score again. Manerick. It's down to 50 seconds. And I think Amherst might have played its last card. There they finally get a foul.
And Amherst wants timeout. So when play is resumed, it will be Prater at the free throw line. But there's timeout right now with 46 seconds to go in the game. We'll keep it here with Clearwater leading Amherst 47-40. Well, tonight's action in the class, in the state boys basketball tournament ought to be interesting. Hampton and Sterling, the first game of the evening session, is a matchup of two teams who finished in the regular season ratings at number 2 and number 3 in both polls, and they're both 22-1, so that looks like a good matchup.
And I tell you, those last two games in Class B and Class A, on paper at least, it doesn't look like you can really get any better matchups. Pius and Aurora in Class B, well, that should be a great one. And then that A game, what a finale, huh?
Northeast and Norfolk. Norfolk winning by 1 over Omaha Burke, 2 over Lincoln East, while Northeast beat Omaha West Side and then last night beat Millard North by 2 points to get to the championship game. 19-3 Norfolk, 18-6 Northeast. Ought to be an interesting evening.
And of course, Norfolk right now, the pride of outstate Nebraska, the first Class A team outside of Lincoln or Omaha to make it to the finals since 1972. And Northeast, under a first-year coach, Kelly Prater misses everything. So it looks like Kelly maybe didn't do enough practicing on those free throws this summer.
He's certainly living up to his reputation. He was the guy that Lexington St. Anne's chased all over the court last year at the end of the game to try to get him to the line.
Fisher, his team trailing by 7, 40 seconds left, and there's a big turnover. Let's see if they go after Prater. He'll get rid of the ball. Here they come. Oh, no call. Amherst has it. Both sides wanted a foul call. Fisher, he'll take the jumper off balance. No good. That's Ryan Fisher. No good. Pottenbaum. No. And Manerick has it. Rather, Teal, and he's fouled. 12 seconds left. Amherst had 3 tries and couldn't get it to go down. And Clearwater is going to win its 4th straight state title. Dick?
And the Clearwater fans are starting to chant, that's number 4. They came in with buttons that said this was the 4th annual Clearwater Invitational. Something that never before had happened in boys state basketball tournament history for a team to win 4 straight state titles.
The state tournament, which started back in 1911. 1911, and no one had won 4 straight in boys play until now. It hadn't been done in girls play until last week when Battle Creek did it. And don't be surprised if you see this Clearwater team got a timeout on the floor. Looks like Clearwater is going to want to empty its bench. Don't be surprised if you see this Clearwater team going after a 5th straight title next year, because only 2 seniors on the entire team, Dave Manerick and Kelly Prater, the 2 starting guards, will graduate, but everyone else back, including Kelly Kirkman and Tim Teal, the 2 leading scorers on the team.
There's one of Tim Teal's brothers right there. You saw him with the number 1 on his cheek. And a reminder to the Clearwater fans that we will have post-game interviews and show at least part of the medal and trophy presentations during halftime of the 5 o'clock game tonight. Halftime of the D1 game is when we'll present the post-game interviews and at least some of the medal and trophy presentations to Clearwater.
The final 5 seconds. Out of bounds, and we're down to 2 ticks. 49-40. Clearwater going to win the Class D2 crown. They get it in. Ho! Hammers. Brian Rumbeck hammers Dan Manerick, a 5'9" sophomore. Dan will get 2 shots. 1 second left. It's 50-40. Second one no good, and that's it. Clearwater has won the Class D2 crown for the 4th straight year. 50-40 is our final. For Amherst, Keith Fisher, the leading scorer with 14 points. He had 8 to fuel the Amherst comeback in the 3rd quarter, but he didn't score in the 4th period. He was the only man in double figures for the Broncos. Jay Eckhout and Joey Husich had 8, and Bartley Eckhout had 6, while Tim Taubenheim added 4 to account for the Amherst 40. For Clearwater, Tim Teal, the leading scorer with 20 points. Kelly Kirkman, the 6'6" center, had 15. Dave Manerick had 12. Rod Sisson had 1, Dan Manerick 1, and Mike Saney 3, and that accounts for the Clearwater 50. So our 3 state champions from the afternoon session, Humphrey in Class C2, Fremont Bergen in Class C1, and now for the 4th straight year, Clearwater in Class D2. The final score again, Clearwater 50 and Amherst 40. Earlier today, Clearwater took the Class D2 title with a 50-40 win over Amherst, the 4th straight state title for the Clearwater Cardinals. And after the game, Jeff Schmall spoke with the victorious Clearwater team. Earlier this afternoon, Clearwater beat Amherst for the Class D2 state title, and this is getting to be a familiar position. Coach Rick Hesse here talking about his team state championships, the 4th one in a row now for the Clearwater Cardinals. Is it any different? Any changes?
Well, I think the first time I came here, I said it was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime deal, so I must have lived more than one life, but they're all just as good as the first, I'll guarantee you that.
What about getting in the history books? They've been playing the state tournament since 1911. No team has won 4 straight until now.
Yeah, that's incredible. We didn't really talk too much about 4 in a row, but just to imagine all the good teams you could go, that they've been down the pike, you can think of so many of them, and for these guys to, put in the time and effort to be able to accomplish that is unbelievable.
Well, you might not have talked about it, but the folks in Clearwater did. They called this the 4th annual invitational, maybe the 5th annual next year. You got a lot of kids coming back.
Well, we'd like to think we can come back again. We've got some awful good fans, and we do have some good kids coming back. with a little luck and a few breaks, you might see us again.
And good coaching.
Well, these guys make me look pretty good, if you want to put it that way.
Okay, Coach Rick Hesse, congratulations. Now let's bring in the two seniors. Only two seniors on this entire team, and the first one, Dave Manerick, and you guys get the nets for this one, huh?
Yeah, it's something we've worked pretty hard on over the years, so we're pretty lucky to be in it and to win it the fourth time.
I know you've been on this team for since you've been up in the high school. Does this thing mean any more, any difference for you?
Well, it's going out on a very high note, and I think it's the best way we could go out, so I'm real happy about it.
Okay, we've got a replay now of you in action. You were bombing them there from the outside. You like that?
Yeah, we work a lot on shooting, and heck, if it's there, and it feels right, I just pump them up. So.
Okay, let's bring in Kelly Prater. Kelly did not score today, but as always, ball hawking all over the place defensively, and Amherst made a run at you, though, there. You kind of had to get the composure back.
Yeah, we got out ahead of them pretty good at half, and they just come back on us. We had to work hard to keep them from coming all the way back on us.
Now, what about you, Kelly? This getting to be old hat for you, these TV interviews and everything like that, huh?
No, I think it gets more exciting every time. This one's just as good as any of them.
Did you ever believe back in 9th grade that you guys could win 4 straight like this?
No, I never had anything in mind like that, but once we got down here, we weren't going to quit, and we were shooting for this after we made it down here. So.
Okay, let's talk to a couple of the youngsters. Kelly Kirkman, the 6'6" junior, had 15 points today. Is it going to continue next year?
Oh, yeah. We'll be back. We'll be back.
No doubt about it, huh?
Nope, we're not ready to quit playing down here.
What is it with the Clearwater tradition or something? Is it something that maybe you guys have even grown up with a little bit the last few years? Or?
Well, we got great fans, and everybody really works hard to get down here, and when we get down here, we work harder.
And we got you in action here inside, and it was tough going in there, though. They were banging around pretty good.
Yeah, they were pretty strong inside, pushing a little bit, but just push back.
Okay, let's bring in now Tim Teal. And Tim, you struggled a little bit early in the second half, but then I think in that fourth quarter you had 6 points, had 20 for the game, had 8 points in the fourth quarter, and maybe when it got down to take charge time, you were there and really had to make it go, didn't you?
Well, we like to think that anybody can take over a game. It's just a matter of who they let take over it. So I was the one, I guess, who's supposed to step in for it.
Coach Hesse, when you guys called timeout there in the fourth quarter, maybe you had to do a little bit of yelling for one of the first times, huh?
Well, he don't ever get too upset. We know what we're supposed to do, so he has to settle us down once in a while. So.
Now, who's got the most state medals in your family, or do you even know how many you've got in that family?
Well, we're even right now.
So next year you want to break the record, huh, and get your 4th?
Well, it'd sure be nice. I can't say I'd really like to break his record, but it'd be nice.
Okay, the Clearwater Cardinals, champions in Class D2 with a 50-40 win over Amherst. Clearwater winning it for the 4th straight year. Here you see some of the trophy presentations. Rod Sisson there getting his medal from Coach Rick Hesse, and a happy bunch of Clearwater Cardinals as they win the Class D2 crown. We'll have more halftime activities right after this.